Okay, my name is Dameron. I live here in Orem, Utah, presently. My story begins in West Virginia. I married a member of the church, and she introduced me to the church, kind of in a roundabout fashion. We were married in 1976, and she asked me if it would be okay if we attended her church. And not being affiliated with any other church, but having been raised in the Baptist church, I said sure. So we attended the church sacrament meeting, and 7 years later I joined the church. So it took a while. I like to say, loved into the church. The members of the branch at the time, the congregation, accepted me, even though I was not a member of the church. They accepted me, introduced me into the priesthood meetings, and I was still not a member. I spoke in church twice before I was a member, and they just loved me into the church. I found a friend in the church. He asked me and challenged me to read the Book of Mormon. Well, I felt kind of guilty to turn him down, so I did read it. And I took the challenge in the Book of Mormon to read it with real intent. And by doing so, I received a testimony of the truthfulness of the Book of Mormon. My wife was my first contact with the church. The members loved me. And then I saw my children growing up in the church. And I wanted to be a part of their lives. So I knew that I had to investigate what the church meant and the principles of the gospel. And I loved the fact that the church taught eternal families. And that was a wonderful principle to me. And so I finally brought the missionaries over. They actually came to our house these 7 years, but I wouldn't let them teach me. They'd come and play with the children and we would feed them, but I wouldn't let them teach me until I realized I was missing something in my life, especially with my children. And I wanted to be able to put my hands on their head and bless them. And I learned through the priesthood classes that what it meant to be a good father and a good husband. And so finally one Sunday I invited the full-time missionaries over, and their eyes got so big because I had turned them down so many times. And I asked them to teach me. Within a few weeks I was baptized on my son's 5th birthday. And I've been a member of the church now for 24 years. And I love it. I love the gospel, and I know it's true. And I wouldn't have it any other way. This is absolutely the truth and the way to live your life here on the earth, and to have eternal salvation.